Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly for those of you that don't know me, and today's look was inspired by Kim Kardashian's makeup look from the VMAs. And I didn't actually watch the VMAs, but I saw her makeup artist post a picture of her makeup on Instagram, and I was like, oh, that is absolutely gorgeous, and I just wanted to recreate it for you guys. So it's this look right here. He said he was inspired by his recent trip to Hawaii, just like super bronzed and glowy makeup. And I don't really do too many neutral looks on here, so I thought it would be fun to do my version of it for you guys. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you do like this video. I would greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button so you can see my face on your home screen next time I upload a video. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off priming my face using this primer oil from Smashbox, and I'm going to warm it up in my hands first and then press it into my skin. And then I'm using this liquid illuminator from NYX. As I was putting it on, I realized it was a little too dark for me, but I'm just going to lighten it up with some lighter foundations. So I'm going in with my Studio Waterweight from MAC and my True Match Lumi, and I'm going to mix them together on this glass petri dish. And I wanted the luminosity and glowiness of the Waterweight, but True Match will just add a little bit more coverage, which is why I went in with those two foundations together. And then I'm just going to buff that all over using my Zoeva Face Buffer Brush. I believe it's the number 104. And I wanted to color correct my veins under my eyes, so I'm going in with that orange shade in this Ben Nye concealer wheel. And then I'm going to use this concealer from Anastasia Beverly Hills to conceal some more and highlight. I'm going straight down my nose and then in a really high angle up towards my cheekbone, because Kim Kardashian has a very long face and very high cheekbones. And I'm just going to carve out my nose with my concealer. And my camera cut off right here, but you also want to conceal in a diamond-like shape on your forehead. Just using my Real Technique sponge to blend all of this out. This is a great affordable sponge. I like it because it has the teardrop shape, but then it also has a flat edge on the bottom, so it's really great for blending. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is this concealer stick from CoverGirl, but I'm using a darker shade to cream contour with it. You want to contour more on the sides of the forehead and then a little bit on the top of the forehead, because that's just kind of how Kim K's makeup is, more on the sides of her forehead and just a little bit at the top. I think what they do is they create almost like a diamond-like shape throughout the center of her face with highlighting, and then do this kind of targeted bronzing to make her face look longer. And then make sure to contour under the lip as well. She definitely has a little bit of contour under there to make her lips look bigger. And then I'm doing that super thin nose contour that she does, and then just go over the tip in a little line, and this is going to create the illusion of a little dip right there, so then it'll make the tip of your nose look swooped up, which I like to call the Disney princess swoop nose. I feel like every Disney princess has that cute little swooped up pointy nose. I want it to be be a little bit more highlighted and bright under my eyes, so I'm going in with my MAC Prep and Prime highlighter in the shade Light. And I'm just going to highlight under my eyes and then do some extra highlighting on my face. And then once I'm done with that, I'm just going to blend it out with my sponge. So I'm going to go in and do what I like to call light baking with my Ben Nye translucent powder and my sponge. I can't really do like the full-on baking method because my skin is really dry, but I did want to do a little bit of baking under the eyes because in the picture of her makeup, it did look like she had a super matte under eye. The rest of her face was super glowy and highlighted, but under the eyes and the cheekbones was definitely very matte, so I'm just going to do like a soft version of baking. And I am going in with this contour brush from Real Techniques. This was from their limited edition Metals collection, and I am using this powder blush from MAC in the shade Tenderling to start my contour. This color I love because it creates a super natural contour, but then applied with this brush, it still stays nice and defined. And for my blush, I'm going to go in with this Dallas bronzer blush from Benefit Cosmetics, and this is a blush brush from MAC. I'll list the number down below. This just creates a really natural flush. And then I'm using my 135 brush in the Park Avenue Princess bronzer from Tarte Cosmetics because this is a very neutral undertone, and her look was very bronzed, but it wasn't like super cool toned, and it wasn't really warm toned either, which is why I decided to go with this one because that has a very neutral undertone to it. And so her skin looked very natural, but her contour was still super defined, so I just decided to do a little bit of baking underneath my contour. And I find that I can bake underneath my contour and that is fine, but just for me to really do like a heavy bake under the eyes is just way too drying. And I'm gonna highlight using this Baked Matte Radiance highlighter in the shade 01 from Laura Mercier. And I actually saw a photo of like all the makeup that Mario used to do Kim Kardashian's makeup, and I guess he used all Laura Mercier products, and he used this highlighter, but I think in a darker shade for Kim's skin tone. But I didn't realize that until after I filmed this, so I was really excited that I wound up using one of the same products that he used. She had a super highlighted tip of the nose and then the top of the bridge of her nose, so make sure to get those really highlighted. And then don't highlight a lot on the upper lip, but just a very soft line. She only had a really small amount highlighted there. And then to add more of that glossy look, I'm going in with this cream highlighter from Model Co, and I'm going to use that white shade and just highlight the very tips of my cheek. Alright, so now we're going to start the eyes. Just make sure to prime them first, and I am actually going to use the Gwen, Stefani, and Urban Decay eyeshadow palette. I first used that light shimmery shade and a Zoeva Luxe crease brush and blended that onto my brow bone. And then I'm going to use this shade Stark in a 224 brush from MAC and blend this back and forth in my crease. And you want to kind of wing your eyeshadow out. Kim Kardashian has very almond shaped eyes. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Zone and do the exact same thing. And then I'm just softening everything using an empty 217 brush from MAC. Going in with a little bit more Zone, and this is a Luxe Defined Crease brush from Zoeva. And I'm just trying to deepen up the crease, just add some more definition without smoking it out too much. And then still using that same shade, I'm going to go in with a flat shader brush. I believe this is the Flat Smoky Definer from Zoeva, and I'm just packing that all over my lid. And then I'm going back in with bath water and applying that to the inner corner of my eyes. She had a very soft inner corner highlight. The eye makeup was very soft and natural. It was really pretty. And then I'm just using that same Zone shade, defining my lower lash line first with a smudger brush, and then I'm going back in with that defined crease brush to really smoke it out. And I'm just wiping away the baking that I did underneath my contour. Alright, so I'm going to use this black gel liner from Inglot and tightline the inside of my eye. If you wear contacts, definitely put them in after you do this look, because I got eyeliner all over my contact. I'm just going to start to create a line in the inner corner of my eye, just so that way once I apply my lashes, it's still nice and dark in the inner corner along my lash line. And I'm using the Samantha lashes from Huda Beauty, which they are gorgeous. And Kim Kardashian has super defined long lower lashes, so I'm using this mascara from MAC Cosmetics. It has a really grippy brush, so it really defines all of your lashes. I do believe this one is being discontinued, but the extended play lash is really similar to this one. And Kim Kardashian has way fuller brows than I do, so I'm going to start by plumping them up using this big brow waxy brow pencil from MAC. There's a little sharpener on the bottom. And then the way you want to apply this is you want to back comb it through your hair, so that way all the product builds up underneath the brow hair. And then I'm just going to brush it through using an empty spoolie. And then to define the shape and fill them in, I'm going to use the Dipbrow from Anastasia in the shade Taupe. And Kim Kardashian has a pretty rounded arch underneath her brows, and then it's a little bit more pointed on top. So that's why I'm like really rounding my bottom line out. I actually love the way that this kind of a brow looks. I think it's super flattering to that base. I used to do this shape all the time. I'm just moving my brush in little feather-like strokes to make it look more natural and evenly distribute the product. I like to brush up really quick in little strokes in the front of my brow to create a soft squared off brow. And then I'm just defining the top of my brow a little bit more, making it slightly more pointed. And then I'm just going to set my brows using the best brow gel ever, the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And I wanted to fill in my brows a little bit more where I was more sparse, darken them up a little bit. So I am just lightly going in with this single shadow from MAC in the shade Wedge. Okay guys, time for the lips. I'm going to line my lips using the Oak Lip Liner from MAC. And you want to fill in about half of your lips and then leave the center blank, because then we're going to apply a light pink lip gloss in the center. I am using the shade Anguilla from Cargo. And then on top, to blend that together and make it look a little bit more of like a natural lip tone, I'm going to go in with this Naked Gloss from Urban Decay. Alright, and last but not least, I'm going to use the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea setting spray to give me that super glowy look and lock my makeup on. And my hair is naturally pretty curly, but what I do to get it to look like this is I use my Aveda B Curly Cream and then this 12-in-1 hair treatment from It Beauty. And then I run that through my hair, brush it out, and then I finger scrunch my hair while it's really wet, and then I let it air dry. And then I use this Kukui Dry Oil Spray treatment from Organics to give my hair that really high shine. And I just wanted to make my skin look nice and glossy to go with the face and give me that super beachy, glowy look. So I just did some cream highlighting. Alright guys, here is the finished look. So much fun filming it for you guys. Please give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment down below with any future celebrity inspired looks you guys would like to see. Alright, bye!